I remember it from school, from like junior school. The whole kind of scenarios that get presented to you by teachers. I went to a convent school, so the nuns, that whole one true love, get married, the whole kind of that narrative is just pervasive. It's everywhere. I grew up in a Christian country, in a Catholic household. There was a lot of Sunday school, all the lessons that you got told, all the fairy tales, they're all about that kind of one other individual. You know, I can't think of a single lesson or a single parable or a single fable or fairy tale that has anything that even suggests that it doesn't have to run that scenario. I don't think you can escape it. I like the openness here. People are, especially in London, people are from somewhere else, so they're less set in their ways. You can present yourself any way you like, rather than in places like South Africa. There's still a long history of wanting to make you conform to a specific behavior. I had 3 older brothers. They were very sort of like masculine and aggressive, not with me, but that's just how they were. My dad was very aggressive, very masculine. I mean, he was Latino and very good looking, and he was a hard man. He basically saw the way I naturally behaved and was encouraged by my mother to not change the way I behaved. So he, behind my mum's back, got my brothers, told them to toughen me up by organizing street fights with other kids my age, and just generally taking me on quite sort of like rough and tumble adventures and stuff that they were up to. They could see that it didn't suit me, and so they throttled back on their efforts and protected me. It had the opposite effect. They ended up being very protective over me, so I wasn't bullied. If I feel someone is reacting to something they've noticed about my behavior in a negative way, I actually crank it up and I become more overt in order to push them to react or to say something, so that then I'll react. So no, I don't feel ever the need to tone down my behavior. It actually goes the opposite way. I tend to tone it up. And that's directly because of the way my mother told me to never apologize to anyone for who you are. He was English. I pretty much was going for Mediterranean guys at that point. Yeah, he was a bit posh, and yeah, in the arts. So it wasn't really my normal kind of. I had a boyfriend who was an actor, and I didn't like that whole. It was just really hard work. So I decided I wasn't going to dabble in the arts again. But yeah, we were introduced and started chatting. I basically told him I wasn't interested, and took it from there, really. Clearly, I was very interested. Matthew was working in an environment that had, lots of very attractive and very sort of sexually freer people, and so I, on the other hand, was working in straight corporate world, so didn't really have the temptation. He felt like he didn't want to go through life having only experienced one partner. My initial reaction when he suggested it was no. I just thought, I don't need this. It just felt complicated, and I was feeling very protective over what I had, because I felt like I really valued our relationship and I really valued what we had. And I thought, actually, this is a great way to fuck something up that is perfectly sound. But of course it wasn't perfectly sound, because he wanted something that I wasn't prepared to give him. So I just started feeling selfish. As time went on, I couldn't remember why I was trying to block it. Emotionally, I felt satisfied, but physically, I kind of was getting a bit kind of curious about, because I myself didn't mess around when I was kind of dating. I was like a serial monogamous, so I didn't do hookups or one-night stands and stuff like that. So that started niggling at my confidence about the fact that I didn't feel like I needed anything else in my life. I think heterosexual people do it, but I think there's an awful lot of conditioning that happens. I was conditioned. I think a lot of conditioning had to be undone, and with gay people, I think it's the usual scenario of we're forced to be on the periphery, and so you question everything. This is just one of those things that you question a lot sooner. I don't feel jealous of people that are attracted to my partner because he is attractive. I like seeing him being desired because I know that he desires me. So there's a strange sort of feeling of validation that comes from it. And that all kind of ties up. So instead of feeling jealous, I leave feeling confident, and I really enjoy being around him when other people are sort of desiring his company and desiring him physically. I think and desiring him intellectually as well. I get jealous, but they're usually jealous of things that I could never do. Like, I can't sing. And I know everyone says, you know, if you can talk, you can sing. That's bullshit. I mean, I can't sing well. And we've got some friends who can sing, like properly sing professionally, on stage, live, unmiked. And just everyone, like thousands of people, will just be in awe and silent. And I get jealous of that. I love them and I love their talent, but I just think, God, if I could do that. So there's that. I do get jealous. And if there's someone who is, let's say, a very attractive and charismatic young actor, or an actor my age, shows interest in Matthew, I'll have a flash of jealousy of the fact that I will instantly compare myself to this wonderful person. And then it quickly shifts to wanting to be more myself, because if I'm more myself, then I think that's attractive. You can't be everything to everyone.